Hello and welcome, I'm John Peters, Commercial Director for Hooper Enterprise Associates Limited, or Hill Planning as we're better known. This video is a case study detailing a recent enforcement planning appeal we undertook for a client in the Barking and Dagenham Council area for an extension that had been built and previously retrospective applications had been refused. Before I start, I'd like to clarify that the client has given us full authority to use this information in this video. This case started for us when we were contacted by our client because they had received from Barking and Dagenham Enforcement team an enforcement notice stating that there was believed to be a breach in planning control. The enforcement notice stated that the rear extension, due to its size, design and scale of the development, results in an increased sense of overbearingness and harm to both neighbouring properties and the appearance of the house. Barking and Dagenham Enforcement were also claiming that the development was contrary to Policies BP8 and BP11 of the LDF Borough Wide Development Plan, Policies DPD, dated March 2011. The enforcement notice from Barking and Dagenham Council stated that the client needed to comply and they should 1. Remove the unauthorised extension in its entirety or reduce the dimensions to 3 metres in overall height and 3 metres in depth. 2. Remove all subsequent waste material from the premises. Barking and Dagenham did give the client the option to reduce the size should they wish. The enforcement notice was issued on the 26th of January 2021 and the client was given until the 26th of February 2021 to submit an appeal to the Planning Inspectorate, or the enforcement would become active and would need to be complied with by the 26th of May 2021 at the latest. The original retrospective application refused on the 14th of December 2020, so Barking and Dagenham did not wait for our client to exercise their 12-week statutory right of appeal, but instead decided to serve an enforcement notice after only 6 weeks. The local authorities have the right to serve an enforcement notice at any point should they believe a breach in planning control has occurred. We recommend to all clients who are refused a retrospective application to act fast, as often if contacted and informed that the refusal is under appeal, the local authority will wait to serve an enforcement notice depending upon the outcome of the appeal. This is not always the case, but in the vast majority of enforcement officers will work with us. We highly recommend to all clients to contact us immediately, as the more time we have to produce the enforcement appeal, the stronger the case can be. And should we find issues that need to be overcome, we have more time to do this. It's vitally important to have the most comprehensive and robust enforcement appeal produced to provide you with your best chance of success. Attention to detail is paramount. In this case, the appeal document was 25 pages deep and went into great detail in relation to planning policies, legislation, permitted rights, and by also referring back to the 2 previous retrospective application refusals by Barking and Dagenham Council, we were able to go through the officer reports and argue against the refusal reasons and why they were wrong. Additionally included was researching equivalent appeals that had been successful at the Planning Inspectorate, ensuring that we searched for significantly similar cases. The appeal was made under grounds A, F and G. Because the appeal included an appeal under grounds A, the client had to pay the planning fees to the council in order for the grounds A appeal to be considered. The fees in this case were £412. The council has the right to waive these fees, but it's highly unlikely they will, even if you've paid the fees at a previous application. The fees required are always detailed in the enforcement notice documents and vary depending on the development, but must be paid prior to the initial appeal deadline, which is in most cases 28 days from the day it was issued. As an organisation, Hill Planning is one of the leading appeal specialists with both dedicated in-house planning and legal teams, whose job it is to win your case. Both these skill sets are invaluable to produce a robust and compelling case to gain a win. You won't find many organisations in our industry that have both these skill sets, a planning and a legal team. And it's most definitely the major reason why we do have the success rate we do. Especially with enforcement cases, you have to consider what is at risk and what type of skill set and level of team do you want working on your case. During the appeal process, Barking and Dagenham Council are given the timescales to respond to our enforcement appeal document by the Planning Inspectorate, which results in us having to produce the vast majority of cases, a second document to deal with the local authorities' enforcement team's response. This is perfectly normal with enforcement appeal cases for this to happen. With enforcement cases appeals, it's also vitally important that all responses are made at the required times to ensure the appeal proceeds without hitch. In many cases can fail where the importance of a response are not understood or simply not known about. As an organisation that deals with enforcement cases continually, Heal Planning has the knowledge and infrastructure not only to produce a comprehensive, robust appeal, but to manage the process throughout from beginning to end for you. Enforcement notice appeals do typically take longer than a standard appeal. In this case, the inspector visited the site on the 2nd of March 2021. Usually an enforcement appeal will take over 12 months from the initial enforcement notice being issued and served. The inspector produced a 3-page report as part of their decision and stated that the appeal is allowed and the permission granted. Our client was greatly relieved when we gave them the news of their success, as the implication of not winning would have been massive to them and their family, as the extension and new kitchen they had built, they had informed me, had cost over £50,000. If you're watching this video, then the chances are that you have received an enforcement notice and are considering your options to appeal. Without appealing your planning enforcement notice, you cannot gain the permission you need to quash the notice and retain the development. You'll find a host of videos about various types of planning appeals and the services we offer on our website. If you'd like a free, no obligation consultation with myself or a member of the team, please call us on 01743 369 911 or email enforcement.appeals@planningappealsuk.com and give your appeal its best chance of success. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to speaking with you soon.